Hi, everybody. This is Stephne Hockenhall of Love Misunderstood Institute, and I am here with my friend Gus from A Better Solution in Home Care, Kansas.
Thank you.
And on the last time that we talked about elder abuse. We talked about what you should do when you see it. And so today we're going to talk about some of the signs of abuse. The holidays are coming up, and these are some tips for you to look at to see if there's some abuse going on. So, Gus, you want to add anything before I start talking about the different signs of abuse? I'm sorry, I'm just talking.
Yeah, no, it's okay. It's things to spot the physical things that we may look for. We're going to hit on some of those topics today. Um, you know, Holidays coming up, Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, three opportunities to visit in on friends, family. It could be your neighbor,
Yeah.
your aunt. Maybe when you're going to, you have some spare time, go into a facility, go visit seniors. Um, you know, they're super important to me, and I feel like people always forget about them, and
Yeah.
just not being with them or not visiting them, I feel, is a part of neglect too. So let's get out there, let's visit some of our seniors, and this is just a little video on what you may want to look for spotting elder abuse. Hopefully you don't find any. We're not going in there with the intention of, I'm going there to see if they're being abused.
Right.
We're going in there for a visit, and if some of these
Right.
things come out, remember, when checking in on them, they may have some elder neighbors too. So let's knock on their door and wish them happy holidays too. Maybe we could catch something.
So just to add to what you just said, we're going in with purpose.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, okay. So I want to talk about a few different signs of elder abuse. Um, if they have trouble sleeping, this is a few things to watch for. If they have trouble sleeping, maybe they seem depressed or confused. Maybe they're losing weight and you don't know why they're losing weight. There's no particular reason why they're losing weight. That's just another sign of abuse. They may act agitated or violent, and then maybe display some trauma, like rocking back and forth. So, Gus, what do you want to add to that?
You know, um, Unexplained bruises might be one thing you want to look for, especially in the arm area. Unexplained bruises. I know seniors bruise easy, so let's not jump to conclusions on that. But you were going to be looking for unexplained bruises. Maybe a messy look, maybe their hygiene. Remember that abuse it's a big spectrum, so part of that could be neglect.
Yeah.
Maybe there's a caregiver there, or someone in charge of their care that's not doing what they need to do to stay on top of their daily hygiene. um, there's their refrigerator could be empty or could have a bunch of spoiled stuff in it. Medications could be out of date, stuff like that you want to look for. How's their laundry? Is it piling up? Is their house kept? These are all things that you might not consider being abused, but it's neglect. And if there's somebody getting paid or somebody that's in charge of that, we want to make sure they're doing what they need to be done, that what needs to be done. And also maybe check for bed sores. If they're bed bound, we want to make sure that they're getting turned and make sure that anything um, on their body is being addressed. So those are things that I could think of for now.
Okay. So something that if you see signs of abuse, try talking to the person, the older person, to find out what's going on. Try to get them to talk about what's going on, instead of, like Gus said, jumping to conclusions. We need to question, ask questions instead of just assuming what's going on. You want to add anything, Gus?
No, we just want to make sure that they're they're not getting too withdrawn, and they are. Let's say 6 months ago you visited for the beginning of summer. You were in town, you visited, you noticed that they were doing stuff like church on Sundays. Maybe they were a part of a social group and they were going to that. Maybe they were real excited about talking about future plans, and then you go back 6 months later for this visit, and those topics aren't being up. They're not going to church. They're not, and they're withdrawn. That's a big sign that something might be going on. That you could tell by the change in their attitude, their speech. I know some things change. Something may change in a senior over a 6-month period that maybe have to do with a medical need or something like that. But if you know there's not a medical need involved, or there was no treatment, but they're more withdrawn, or their speech is slower or something like that, these are all signs that something could be going on that's abusive. So we want to take a look at that.
That's very true. Also, I want to add another tip. Just because the resident or the person may be in a nursing home or, in some kind of facility, doesn't necessarily mean that the abuse is coming from the facility. It could be another resident. Uh,
Yes.
Many
Yes.
times residents
Yes.
walk in rooms where other patients are
Yeah.
and abuse them, and it may be something um, physical or mentally that they may be experiencing that they don't even realize that they're doing what they're doing. They may, have dementia or Alzheimer's, which cause them to do other things as well. So it may not always be the facility is the point.
Yeah. They could feel withdrawn because they're a butt of someone's joke every time they go out.
Yeah.
So that's what we're there for. We're there to check up on people and make sure they're all right. I think it's our human duty to
Yes.
make sure. It's my duty to make sure you're all right, because we're
Right.
friends, right? And we're
Yes.
talking.
Yeah.
That's why we start our conversations
Yeah.
with, how are you doing today?
Right.
How are you? This is the how are you of being with somebody. How are you truly?
Right.
Are all your needs getting met?
Yeah.
This is part of it. So
That's great. Well, this ends our show for today. Continue to stay with us, continue to join our series, continue to um, come to us and get tips, and don't just get the tips, but put what you hear into action so that we can make a difference. We want to be change agents. You want to add anything,
that's right.
Gus?
Nah, just happy holidays. Happy holidays. We're going there to bring cheer. Let's bring it. So
Yes.
yeah.
All all right, guys. Thanks again for joining us. We will talk to you soon. Take care.
Bye, y'all. Have a good day.
Bye-bye.